Hey everyone, we're back to bake more British bakes out of Kitchen Classics, Great British Baking Show cookbook. I've jumped over to the biscuit section, as they call it, cookies here in the United States. And I just had a ginger baking weekend, so I'm trying to do all these videos while it's all fresh in my mind. Uh, I made the ginger crunch ice cream sandwiches. More ginger, yes. I'm getting used to ginger now. I like it. These were heavenly, delightful. I highly recommend that you make these. The ice cream, especially. The ice cream was so good. So good. You are going to be making ice cream from scratch. I have an ice cream maker, electric one. If you don't, you would just have to put it in the freezer longer and let it, harden up. But if you have an ice cream maker, it would be a good thing for you. These were so yummy. I tried a few things after the cookies were baked. You'll see in the video because mine weren't all perfectly cylinder. Circular. Shape. So I did a little trick with mine to make them all the same size. But I can't say enough good things. These are amazing, and you need to go make them soon.
So this is what the cookies are supposed to look like. And this is a ingredient I want to tell you about called speculoos. And it's a speculoos spread. It's made from a European cookie called a speculoos. And they take the crumbs and mix it with some other ingredients and make that yummy spread. I'm making the homemade ice cream. So if you've ever made ice cream from scratch, you know you have to have cream and eggs and your flavoring. So I've heated the cream over the stove, poured it into the egg mixture a little bit at a time, and then put it back on the stove till it thickens and coats the back of a spoon. And it's always a good idea when you make ice cream to strain it because some bits of egg could be in there. So once you've strained it, cover it, put it in the refrigerator to cool down before you put it in your ice cream maker. So golden syrup and black treacle are ingredients that you'll see in a lot of these British bakes. Black treacle is just heavy black molasses, very, very, very thick. So, but it gives a yummy flavor. So I'm now just mixing up my wet ingredients and putting my dry ingredients for my cookie dough. And there you see it. It's a very, very soft dough, so you want to make sure you chill this for a good while before you roll it out. Once you do roll it out, roll it out, but you're going to make little balls in this particular recipe. So little cookie balls that I'm rolling in sugar and spices and putting them on the cookie sheet. And then I'm going to take a fork and press them down. Kind of reminds me of peanut butter cookies that we make here in the States. So they came out of the oven. I'm not happy with them. They're not all the same size. They're not perfectly round, but I'm going to fix that in a bit. So my ice cream has been thickening up in the maker, and I have crumbled up some of the cookies to put into the ice cream mixture. It makes it extra special. And once you're done with that, spread your ice cream out into a baking pan to put in the freezer. So spread it around and make sure that it's even. Then cover it with some cellophane and just put it in the freezer to harden. So back to the cookies. So I figured out a way to make them circular because, like I said, they were not even, and I didn't like that. So the same cookie cutter that I cut out the ice cream in, I'm going to cut my cookies with it. So there, I'm doing it right now for you. It would have been a better idea to do it when they were still kind of warm, but even with the cooled cookies, they cut out. So I was able to get the same round shape for my ice cream. And the good thing is, I could have used all of these crumbs in my ice cream and not wasted whole cookies, but next time. So my ice cream has hardened up, and I'm going to take that same cutter and cut little circles out of the ice cream. And you got to work fast because the ice cream does melt pretty quick. So once you've made your little ice cream patty, you're going to put that between two of the cookies, and there you have your perfect little ginger crunch ice cream cookie sandwich. So I had lots of ice cream left over, which is a good thing. But I think all in all, they turned out pretty well. Yummy, yummy. They taste so good. So here you'll see that theirs again, and then mine. So not too shabby. Like I said, the taste is fabulous. So you really, really need to make these ginger crunch ice cream cookies.
So, what did you think? You want to make them, don't you? And you should. got to get this cookbook, guys. You got to make these. So anyway, there were not many misses in this one at all. Only one, and that was just because of my clumsiness and ineptness in making this recipe. So I think you saw me in the video take the cookie cutter and cut the cookies the same shape, because when I roll them out, they looked all about the same size, but when I pressed them down, they just got a little wonky and they weren't perfectly round. So, I mean, if you're making this for your family or a friend or something like that, you probably don't really care if they're extremely perfectly, round. But if you were doing them for a party or, a nice get together and you wanted to show off your skills, I would say try to get them perfectly round. It would be a lot better. So that was my big bright idea, was to do that. So I think going forward, when I make these again, and I will, I'm going to cut them out when they're still kind of warm from the oven. They were still able to cut after they had cooled, but I could tell they were getting a little, that little crunchiness, and it was going to make it harder to do. So that would be my only tip. Plus, if you do it before, you've got all those little extras that you've cut off that can go into your ice cream instead of taking another 4 or 5 cookies or however many you want to put in there. You can use those crumbs. So not bad, right? So I did that. I had lots of ice cream left over, which is also a good thing. And to me, the flavor is similar to butter pecan, which we really like here in the South. At least some of us do. My husband loves it. And so I just thought, let's just put some pecans in the ice cream and see how that tastes. So I did. It's so delicious. I have a little bit left in the freezer, but yeah, really, really good. Heck, you could put them in the cookies if you wanted to. And then I did bake mine a little bit less than they said. Just know your oven, so watch the temperatures for that. But all in all, this is a wonderful cookie, and I highly encourage you to make it.